Alrighty, we're here with UFC lightweight contender Tony Ferguson. Tony, you're coming off that win over Donald Cowboy Cerrone. How good did it feel to get back in there after a bit of time off?
It felt really good. I think that I surprised a lot of people with my Muay Thai. It's a little bit different. It's not American kickboxing. I aim to bleed, man. These guys can't stand it when I go out there and start using these elbows, especially when I get creative. The creativity that I have, it tests a lot of these old school veterans. So, hat to Cowboy Cerrone, but I'm here to make a difference here.
That win over Cowboy, because it ended the way it ended, you seemed a little disappointed. You said you were a little disappointed afterwards. Now that it's been a month or so, have you sort of realized that was a pretty impressive win?
Yeah, I went back to watch the film. Obviously, like my wife and I, we have like this thing. We go back, we watch the film like over and over and over. You learn a lot from your mistakes, and really like the big mistake that I really made there was I got hit a lot more than I wanted to. At the end of the bell, I mean that kind of shit always happens in a fight. I mean it's a fight. What are you gonna do? But his eye was already starting to close up. I mean even when I would go into the corner, I could start to see him as we would go farther apart. Even the very first kick that I had, I was watching and I seatbelted him, hit his hand and then his nose and then his body. Now my Muay Thai is getting so good where it's like I said, a seatbelt is coming straight across the front. And I've been kicked in my arms and I broke my shit. So I know what that feels like.
After the win over Cowboy, there was I saw on Instagram there was a graphic with the faces of your past 7 opponents, and all of them were bloodied up and cut.
Close. I don't know why.
Are you one of the most dangerous fighters in the entire UFC?
I like to think I'm one of the most competitive. I like to think I'm one of the most competitive and the most conditioned. I believe that maybe one that has the most heart too. My wife always says that you can't teach this. It's like you either have it or you don't have it. Me, I believe you have it and you can build it. It might take a lot more time. You know what I mean? Somebody getting the black belt might take a little bit more time, but they're going to get it. You just got to work.
Yeah. And as far as that win, you got to be next in line for the winner of Poirier and Khabib. Any plans to fly down to Abu Dhabi, go in the cage, and do a face-off? I wish they'd still do that,
Absolutely. You know what I mean? I'm going to bring my belt out there. We'll make it nice and shiny. We'll go out there, fly first class. We're going to sit there in my nice conditioned suit. On the left side, it'll say tiramisu, and on the right, it'll say you have no sauce McNuggets. You know, we're going to be ready for any of these little knuckleheads, and at the end of the year, we'll probably have a good fight. But I'm going to wish them both luck. May the best man win, but I hope you both get knocked the fuck out.
Yeah. Are you, as far as this week, have you seen them at all? Because obviously him and Khabib and Poirier were at the presser today. Have you run into them at all?
No, I have not. I haven't ran into any of them. Literally, I have nothing against Khabib. You know what I mean? Seriously, I'll probably take his hat off and throw it on the ground. But don't wear that shit around me, man. Fuck good guy.
I know Poirier does have the interim title, but given everything you've done in the past 2 or 3 years, is it still a little frustrating that you're still not next?
Oh, he has a trophy. I have a trophy too. It works, man. Khabib's got a trophy too, man. We all have trophies. I mean, in this game, you're going to have trophies floating around. At the end of the day, when we're looking at the tournament bracket, when we have to break down numbers and all the other bullshit ends, right now I'm the winner, man. I mean, Khabib's got a couple more wins as far as his big record goes. But when we look on brass tacks and fucking nickels and dimes, I mean, seriously, my shit speaks for itself.
Who wins that fight? Khabib or Poirier?
I hope they knock each other the fuck out. Like, seriously, I'm saying that. Both head kicks.
Well, then what happens if that? What happens with you if that happens?
I get the belt no matter what. I just walk in, I just keep it, I say, like saying people fucked up.
You switch management groups. Has there been much of a difference in your own life just dealing with the new management group now since your last fight?
Yeah, just sharing the load, man, the workload. It's a little bit different when I have like these dreams and aspirations, and I know it already takes time to do it. But I've been working at so many things for so long. All I have to do is hand a lot of these projects over now and get to see that seed. I always talk about growth in plants. It's been a seedling and now it's a sapling. It's already working on its way towards bigger growth. I'm very fortunate to have a very strong team. Call us like a motley crew, man. Yeah, it's a little bit of everything.
And kind of on that note, have you had fighters reach out to you that want to train with you because you have such different styles as far as your training methods and your conditioning and all that? Because it's pretty unique. No one is like Tony Ferguson in the UFC.
I thank you. Thank you about that. I mean, literally, I think that I got a lot of emails.
Yes.
I got a lot. I mean, literally, we're opening up the doors, actually, probably within the next couple of months. Management's really helping out. I've said it, I want to compete with these guys like AKA, Top Team, Jackson Wink. I beat them all.
Yeah.
I really have, and I've made a couple really good championship level teams. And right now, my team is really, really good. They have guys that they coach. and it's a trickle effect. You guys got to understand that, because the drills that you learn and the way that you work and then the way that you have, I mean, if you have a shitty time at a restaurant, you're going to tell fucking everybody. If you have a good time at a restaurant, you're only going to tell like 3 people. Why? Because you don't want to fucking saturate it.
Yes.
No way. You're cool. You want to keep it chill.
2 more quick questions. You're good friends with Eddie Bravo. Any conspiracy theories that he believes in that you agree with him on?
I don't know. I don't think so. I don't really get into his conspiracy theories and the thing. I think that's the good relationship that I have with my coach.
Politics is out of it then with your friendship.
Well, not even that. I don't think it doesn't even get brought up. Like, I think the best thing between a student and a teacher is the respect that you have when you bring it on the mat. That's how I stay focused with it. I don't get caught up in whatever else people do. And nah, fuck no. I mean, like, you ask me, Earth is round or flat. I'm like, where's the toilet flush? Which way does it go? Flush where you're from? Like, you know what I mean? Circles. It's cool. I get it.
And last question. A lot of hype has been made around this bare knuckle fighting. Just as an MMA fighter, what do you think of the whole thing? Are you a fan? It seems like people either love it or hate it.
I actually train that way. So sometimes when I'm actually fighting, what we'll do is I'll just wrap my hands, and my other guys do the same way, and we go in and we bare knuckle fight that shit. I know it's kind of like a little bit more rowdy, but the way I fought for so long and the way that I train my guys, it's very controlled, but it's no bullshit, man. It's rough. And I think that the bare knuckle fighting and the way that I fight, and the way, like, nobody's seen how I really fight. I'll be real with you guys. I really don't think they have. It's very brutal, very bullyish, and it's scary.
Would you ever compete yourself in bare knuckle?
I think more than anything else, I'd compete in pro baseball first. Save my hands, yeah, and then go back into it. I mean, I have a lot of longevity in my sport.
Like a Michael Jordan, do baseball and then come back to your original sport?
More like a Bo Jackson. Actually be decent.